In less than an hour, everything inside of this tandoor oven will be sold out. These are samsas, a popular street food in Uzbekistan made of dough, meat, onions and spices. And here at Samsa Markazi in Namangan, Master Chef Kobajon Horfu Ogli Handamov and his team hand roll and cook 3,000 samsas every weekend.
Samsa biz uchun hozirgi kunda hunarimiz, ishimiz, aniqroq hayotimiz bo'lib qolgan.
We visited Samsa Markazi to see how these famous snacks are made in such big batches. Making samsas for the weekend begins at 8 a.m. on Friday. Large bags of strong flour are poured inside a mechanical mixer and combined with oil and water. Markazi uses strong flour because of its high gluten content, which is helpful for holding ingredients inside, but not all flour passes the test.
Shunda unnimizni og'zini ochgandan keyin qo'lda ushlaymiz-da, hech narsaga ishlamagan hali yangi unni qo'lda bitta siqib ko'rib turib aniqlaymiz, bo'ladi bo'lmaydi.
While the dough is being mixed, large chunks of beef and lamb are cut down into strips, then cubed and minced. Over the weekend, Kobajon and his team will cut up to 500 pounds of meat, a process that takes around 15 hours. They also prep eggplants, onions, green peppers, cilantro, tomatoes, and cucumbers. When the dough is ready, workers pull pieces into their hands and roll balls that they then slap on the table and roll flat. These shapes are what they'll use to wrap each samsa. And by the end of the weekend, the team will hand roll about 3,000 of them in various shapes and sizes. While Samsa Markazi makes 20 different varieties of samsas, one of its best-selling items is the deluxe samsa, a colossal meal that weighs close to 2 kilograms.
Salqam bu yarim qozon ovqat bo'ladi. Bir yegan odam ertalab yeb, shu bilan kechqurun choy ichib uxlaydi.
Head Samsa chef Tokhir Haddamov starts making the deluxe samsa by adding beef into a large bucket, seasoning it with black and red pepper, salt and cumin, and mixing it with the pre-cut eggplant, onions, green peppers, cilantro, tomatoes and cucumbers. He scoops and weighs 400 grams of the mixture before placing it on top of the dough, which has a quail egg in the center. He tops the mound with meatloaf, beef tongue, and horse meat sausage, which is locally known as kazi, before wrapping the entire thing into a neat rectangle. One of Markazi's other popular samsas is the kozo samsa, which literally translates into bowl samsa.
Hani 5-yilga tutdi. Hali bu pasayishi yo'q, o'sdi-ki, kamaygani yo'q. Hop, buni ichiga tushadigan mana birinchisi bedana tuxum. Hop. Endi buni ichiga tushadi. Yog'siz mol go'sht to'rg'amchi. Buni ichiga tushadigan go'sht 200 gram bo'ladi, mol go'sht o'zi. Yog'siz qora kesak go'sht bo'ladi. Ziravor tushadi, 30 gramga yaqin piyoz tushadi buni ichiga.
They then top the bowl with kazi.
Tayyor bo'ldi masalliqlar. Buning ustini xamir bilan qoplaymiz. Yegan odam sho'rvalari bilan ichida so'lli bo'lib chiqadi. Hech qayerga chiqib ketmaydi.
Markazi is also well known for its samsa with cheese.
Buni ichiga to'rg'amchi o'sha mol go'sht masalliq tushadi. 100 gram masalliq bo'ladi. Mana bu mol go'shti urib ichiga sir o'ralgan bo'ladi. Langet somsa deydi ko'p yo'q, sir bo'ladi ichida.
Lekin aynan shunaqa tugiladi bu?
Bu mana shu turishida ham mazali, ham ko'rinishi chiroyli, shirin chiqadi. Qaraganda bu mazaliroq chiqadi.
When all of the samsas have been wrapped, they're placed on long wooden boards, coated with water and sprinkled with white and black sesame seeds, which give them a nutty finish. Workers then carry the boards outside, where Markazi's 9 tandoor ovens have been preheated with wood. Determining when these ovens are ready is done entirely by feel and experience.
Ichidagi cho'g'idan o'zi bilsa bo'ladi. Ko'proq bo'lsa issiqroq bo'ladi, ozroq bo'lsa sovuqroq bo'ladi. Issiqni shunday olamiz.
Unlike the conventional ovens used in the West, tandoor ovens retain heat for longer periods of time and require less fuel.
Tandir ketiga suvuramiz. Ketiga suvurib, sovuqini ko'rish uchun, ya'ni bir dona somsani olib yopishtirib ko'ramizda, agar kuyib ketadigan bo'lsa, demak, issiq bo'ladi. Kuymagan bo'lsa, normalniy bo'ladi. Holatini shunday aniqlaymiz.
The kosa samsa takes about an hour to cook and is the first samsa to go inside of the oven. Bakers rub a small amount of water on each samsa before diving into the oven and sticking them to every square inch of the wall. Each of these ovens can hold around 150 samsas at a time. After about 20 minutes, the tops of the kosa samsas start to brown, and the oven is sprayed again with water before it's covered with a giant metal lid. The samsas are then steamed for another 20 minutes, but knowing when they're perfect takes a keen eye.
Samsa o'zi gapirib yuboradi, tandirda turgani gapirib yuboradi. Men tayyor bo'ldim deydi. Haqiqiy ustasi bittada anglaydi.
At 10 a.m., the first batch of samsas is ready to be served. The metal lid is removed from the oven and the samsas are scraped off of the tandoor walls into metal catchers. Cooks slice open the flaky tops of the kosa samsas and pour a hot veal tongue broth inside before serving them to customers. Hungry groups who want to pick their own samsas begin queuing an hour before opening, while other guests take a seat and have their samsas delivered to their table. Every samsa is enjoyed with a warm cup of tea, spicy tomato chili sauce, and cucumber tomato salad. The deluxe samsa, which is the largest and most elaborate, costs around $6. And while each samsa has a slightly different filling and shape, the most important parts of a good samsa are the crispy dough, juicy broth, and meat filling.
Samsa shu go'shti yaxshisini olsa shirin bo'laveradi. Uniki ham o'zgacha qovurg'aliginiki bizga o'z holicha yaxshiroq yoqdi. Go'shtlari yumshoq, shirin, mazali pishgan.
Har xil shu otni go'shti, qo'y go'shti, mol go'shtini o'zi bir-biriga kirishib, mazasi o'zgacha. Sochniy. Eng muhimi sochniyligi.
While it is now widely considered taboo in the US to eat horse meat, that wasn't always the case. Today, horse meat also remains popular in parts of Europe, Canada, and East Asia, including Japan, where it is considered a delicacy. Eating samsas is always a social event, and many people come to samsa restaurants like this multiple times a week.
Men bir haftada bir 3-4 kelib turaman. Boshqa samsalardan farqi bor. Yaxshi qiladi. Muloyim. Ichidagi masalliqlari yaxshi. Shu sababli ko'proq shu yerga kelaman.
The samsa is believed to have been invented in the 10th century, when it was called the sambusak, a Persian word that refers to the triangular shape of the original samsa. Because of its portability, the samsa became a popular snack among merchants on the Silk Road. Through trade, it eventually made its way across the Middle East and into India in the 13th century. Here it evolved into the samosa, where it was no longer baked in ovens but fried in oil. While these differences remain, both countries share an absolute love for the handheld pies.